All right, INDYCAR ran the Sonsio Grand Prix at Indianapolis this weekend, and we're here to talk about it. This is Push to Pass. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it. Alex Palou won the pole, and Christian Lundgaard started second. Lundgaard was actually able to overtake Alex Palou on the start. Also on the start into turn one, there was I believe, 5-car pileup. Or not pile up, but a 5-car incident toward the back of the field. Lap 2, Santino Ferrucci completely runs Roman Grosjean off the track. No penalty there. On the same lap, or lap 3, I can't remember which exactly, Marcus Ericsson did a very similar thing to Colton Herta. Actually did make more contact. But essentially the same thing. He was penalized 5 positions for that, while Santino wasn't penalized at all for it. I guess the contact made the difference. I don't know. I feel like that's the kind of thing, if you're IndyCar, you need to kind of figure out, it is running a guy off the racetrack a penalty, or is it not? You can't really have 2 of those incidents in the same, for me, I don't think you can have 2 of those incidents in the same part of the race and call them completely differently. Maybe if one's for the win and one's for 7th place on lap 30, I can see maybe calling it differently then, but I don't understand how it's different. Early in the race, both not for the lead. It should be the same. It's either not a penalty or it is a penalty. So I think IndyCar at least got one of those wrong there, and I don't know which. Pit strategy was kind of all over the place early in this race. Lap 13, Colton Herta came down the pit lane first. And then the next lap, a few others followed, and people started slowly following after that. The leaders came in on lap 19. Christian Lundgaard came out first on reds. Alex Palou was second. He was on the black primary tires. And the 12 pitted a lap earlier and drove right past Alex Palou down Holman Drive into I think that's turn 6. A few laps later, Tom Blomqvist tried to essentially do the same move to Pietro Fittipaldi and completely overcooked it and ended up in the grass. Probably got some marbles on the tires going there. So yeah, you got to be careful going to the inside at Indianapolis. It builds up pretty quick. Approaching the second set of pit stops, Will Power was definitely gaining on Christian Lundgaard, and they came in and pitted a lap apart, I believe. Yeah, Will Power pitted on one lap. Lundgaard pitted another lap, and he was able to stay in front of him because Will kind of got stuck behind Marcus Ericsson a little bit. Now, in the midst of all that, Alex Palou was able to actually jump both of them with a set of sticker reds. Will had put on his one of his sets of scuff reds, and it helped him take off a little better, but killed him on the long run. They did that a couple times in this race, and it did the same thing. They took off good, and it kind of ruined the end of their runs. All right, not much else happened the rest of that stint. Coming into the third set of stops, though, Will Power was able to leap Christian Lundgaard off the pit lane, but both of them were still stuck behind the 45, and again, Will did the same thing with the scuff reds. Just a couple laps later, we finally got the race's only full course caution when Luca Giotto spun and then stalled it coming out of turn 8, whatever it is, the section near turn 2 on the oval. So yeah, that set up the only restart of the race. Lap 68, we restart, and Will Power tries desperately to get to the outside of Alex Palou. Couldn't make it stick. Palou defended it really well. And that was pretty much the end of that. Will, again, he was on the scuff reds at that point, so he wasn't really able to hold on and do any, really. He was able to hold on to second, but he wasn't able to hold on to Alex Palou. And that was pretty much the end of the race. All right, so let's go over the finishing order of the race. Alex Palou won, obviously, his first of the season. Will Power finished second. That's his third second place finish of the season after the St. Pete fiasco. Christian Lundgaard rounds out the podium in third. Scott Dixon finished in fourth. Marcus Armstrong in fifth. And Scott McLaughlin in sixth, rounding out the trio of New Zealanders. Colton Herta, Alexander Rossi, and Graham Rahal finished 7th, 8th, 9th, a trio of Americans, ironically enough. Felix Rosenqvist ends up 10th. Kyle Kirkwood finished 11th. Roman Grosjean ended up 12th. Pato O'Ward 13th. They had a kind of a rough day. It all started bad when in the warm-up with their engine going out. Pietro Fittipaldi, he finished 14th. Kiffin Simpson 15th. Marcus Ericsson 16th after getting penalized for running over or getting into Colton Herta. Joseph Newgarden 17th. They struggled all day, and they have for the past couple weeks. Ever since the penalty, it's not gone very well for them. Jack Harvey in 18th. Teo Pourchaire in 19th. Who they announced is going to be running that car for the rest of the season, other than the Indy 500. That'll be Callum Ilott. Christian Rasmussen in 20th. Augustine Canapino 21st. Stingray Robb 22nd. Tom Blomqvist 23rd. Linus Lundqvist 24th. Luca Giotto 25th. Rinus VK 26th. And Santino Ferrucci, the only DNF in this race, finishes 27th after he had a mechanical issue. All right, we'll just take a look at the top 10 in points real quick. Alex Palou is the leader now. Will Power is 12 points back in second. Scott Dixon 13 points back of Will Power. Colton Herta is tied with him. Felix Rosenquist is about 20 points back from them. And then it starts to get a little more spread out here. Scott McLaughlin, he's climbed up all the way to 6th. Well, tied with 6th with Pato O'Ward. Kyle Kirkwood in 8th. Christian Lundgaard is 9th now after a good run at Indianapolis. And Alex Rossi rounds out the top 10. Notably, I'll mention Joseph Newgarden in 17th. They are struggling right now, and they are in a hole. So I would say their championship hopes are pretty much already gone. They are almost 100 points behind points leader Alex Palou. I would say that's highly unlikely. All right, that's pretty much it here for this one. Pretty good race in Indy. Indy road course is kind of hit or miss. Depends on the year, depends on the temperature, whole bunch of things. But solid enough race leading into the month of May. Indy 500 practice starts tomorrow. If this video comes out on Monday, so tomorrow, Tuesday, starts Indy 500 practice. Probably going to do a qualifying preview and post-qualifying video. We'll see if I can find time with that. I'm going to be busy in North Wilkesboro this weekend. So anyway, obviously I'm pretty excited about Kyle Larson going there. So if you don't want to hear anybody talk about Kyle Larson during the Indy 500, it's probably not going to be the show for you. But we'll still talk about everybody else like we always do. So anyway, if you enjoyed, consider leaving a comment, liking, or subscribing, whatever you feel like doing. And be sure to tune back in for some more Push to Pass here through the month of May.